Hi, Izzy. How are you today?
How are you?
Doing good. All right. So tell me, what were you thinking you'd like to focus on today?
Oh, I really don't know.
Well, that's okay. Any certain types of characters that have kind of stood out to you lately?
Hmm.
Um,
Well,
like, is there anything you've been watching lately, or like a video game character, or
well,
any?
actually, this one has to do with like video game related,
Okay.
and it's based on a video game I've always loved, which was Cuphead, and
Okay.
it like takes place in like this, and it like has this like rubber hosey vintage cartoons kind of styles. And like in the battles, like if you lose the game, one of the bosses like has a little phrase up there. Well, before that, in the beginning, there's like a little storyline of how it's supposed to go. I
Oh,
won't spoil
nice.
it. Let me see
Very
if I could
fun.
pull that up. And maybe I
Yeah.
could do like voices for like the characters.
Absolutely. That's really fun.
Yeah. And but I'm gonna need to ask you to share the screen for a second.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And while I'm getting that set up.
So I found some fun ones that we can maybe use. This one is for King Dice.
It just takes a second.
Oh, sure.
Here it is. It's called the Startup and Intro to Cuphead.
Okay,
Let me just make the screen a little bit bigger and then we'll be ready.
great.
Oh, and I've been working like on this on my own and I wanted to get like your opinion like how did I do? Like what was my I like what did you like my little ideas?
Sure, absolutely.
Like, once upon a time, in a magical place called Inkwell Isle, there were two brothers named Cuphead and Mugman. They lived under the watchful eye of the wise Elder Kettle. One day, the two boys wandered far from home and, despite the Elder Kettle's many warnings, ended up on the wrong side of the tracks and entering the Devil's Casino. Inside, Cuphead and Mugman soon found themselves on the winning streak at a craps table. Hot dog! Exclaimed King Doyce, the casino's sleazy manager. These fellas can't lose! Nice run, boys, laughed the newcomer. The brothers gasped. It was the casino's owner, the devil himself. Now, how about we raise the stakes? He suggested with a toothy grin. Win one more roll, and all the loot and my casino is yours, the devil boomed. But if you lose, I will have your souls, Dale. Cuphead, nearly blinded by easy riches, nodded and grabbed the dice for a throw. Good gosh, Cuphead, no! Cried Mugman, for he understood the danger, but it was too late. Snake eyes! Laughed the devil while slamming the floor. You lose! The brothers trembled in fear as he loomed over them. Now about those souls! The brothers pleaded for their very lives. There must be another way to repay you, Mugman stammered. Yes, please, mister, Cuphead added.
Nice.
Perhaps there is, The devil snickered, pulling out a parchment. I have here a list of my runaway debtors. Collect their souls for me, and I might just pardon you two mugs. Now get going! The devil roared, kicking the boys out most rudely. You have until midnight tomorrow to collect every one of those souls. Otherwise, I'll be the one collecting yours. Cuphead and Mugman were terribly frightened and ran away as fast as they could. Come on, Mug, panted Cuphead. We have to find the Elder Kettle. He'll know what to do. And then it continues from there. But I'm just gonna do that little startup storyline. Well, what you think, Vandy?
Okay, that was really fun. I love all the character voices. I love all the creativity there. I really like the contrast between the narrator and the character voices. Really fun. It really kept me engaged and curious and listening for what was going to happen next the whole time. What was your favorite thing about it?
Okay, so believe it or not, there on Netflix. There's actually a show based on this video game, and I
Oh,
kind of like took
fun.
like the inspiration from like the original voice actors, but kind of
Yeah.
made it my own.
Mm-hmm. Fun. Okay, so you were kind of channeling their ideas and their sounds and let that inspire you and influence you. Love it.
Yes.
Awesome. I think that's a great way to approach it. I also thought you did a really beautiful job with being able to pretty like seamlessly get through the whole thing without missing a beat. And sometimes that can be really tricky with changing up, between different characters and the narrator and whatnot. Um, Fortunately, you've already kind of done your homework for this one, right? Like that you
Yeah.
already know the background of it and you've played the game, and so you're very familiar with it. So tell me, what was maybe the biggest challenge about it?
Maybe the biggest challenge was kind of like almost like tweaking in like coming up with like of course like classic cartoon character voices, but also since the video game looks like it came from like one of those old like Merry Melodies, Silly Symphony sort of like cartoons, I kind of like tried to make it like how people back then in those days would have sound.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So thinking about that kind of like vintage 1930s kind of style.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Nice. Awesome. So what are some of the things that you often hear in that kind of retro vibe?
Well, my favorite part is like the slang, such as like bee's knees, you ding dongs,
Yeah.
etc., and hot dog and golly.
Hmm. I agree. Those are really fun phrases. Yeah. So getting to play with language in a new and different way and say phrases that you don't usually hear today. Nice. So what would you say is maybe the thing that you feel like you could improve most on?
Maybe like I kind of have like the heroes like perfectly smooth.
Yeah,
Maybe I could try to work on the villains.
absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So, yeah, let's focus in on the villains a little bit more. Um,
And I see you already have something here with King Dice.
yes, yeah, he's very smooth, charismatic, but also very sinister as well. I mean, a king, I feel like today we don't really have an equivalent, but if you were in a kingdom with a king, I mean, the king can, on a whim, just slaughter you and your whole family, So you want to be careful around the king. Um,
Yeah.
so, I mean, because he is all powerful. The king has all the power. He can do anything he wants. Um, when you read through this, who do you think the king is talking to at this moment?
Well, definitely Cuphead and Mugman themselves. Like
Okay, yeah,
at the what we saw in that one scene, a winning streak at the craps table, the
yeah.
gambling table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then, okay, so then tell me a little bit about King Dice. Tell me about his character, his personality.
well, from what I remember from the Netflix cartoon show, he's very like very show busy. He's got like that like 1920s, 30s like jazz kind of tone.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
very
Okay. Yeah.
smooth, charming, sneaky.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that. Okay. Great. So then let's go ahead and we're gonna try it again. Or sorry, not again, the whole script. Just this script. And try to kind of channel the king's energy and voice and vibe.
All right. Well, 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 what have we here? Two pint-sized mugs thinking they can outwit the king of games? You boys don't know who you're rolling with. Every shake of a dice and every spin of the wheel, it all comes back to me. Lucky I ain't your friend, kiddo. Am I? Or was I? Until you thought you could cheat the house, and nobody cheats my house. So take your best shots, hot shots. Let's see if you're high rollers or empty mugs.
Nice. Okay, good. So what did you like about that take?
Well, definitely very like more maybe more. I definitely was very low with my voice since it
Hmm.
looked like the character would have that very like low voice. A low,
Yeah.
smooth voice like they
Okay.
used to have, and very like what's the word? Braggy, like
Hmm.
every shake of the dice, it all comes back to well, me.
Yeah. Nice. So kind of egotistical, cocky, bragging.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. So what else? Is there anything else you can think of that you would maybe want to incorporate
Hmm.
into this character, like things you'd want to play up even more?
Maybe with one I could. Well, I have an idea, but I have no idea what it would be or what it's called actually.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then let's just try it.
All right. Well, 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 what are we here? Two pint-sized mugs thinking they can outwit the king of games. You boys don't know who you're rolling with. Every shake of the dice, every spin of the wheel, and it all comes back to me. Lucky I ain't your friend, kiddo. Am I? Or was I? Until you thought you could cheat the house. And nobody cheats my house. So take your best shot, hot shots. Let's see if you're high rollers or empty mugs.
Nice. Okay. So, how did that feel that time?
Now that definitely sound like something the original voice actor would do like would have like in the show. Very more like long. I kind of like stretched out the word like when I said like am I or was I?
Mm-hmm.
And of
Nice.
course like and when even like with and nobody cheats my house.
Okay, yeah. Good. Awesome. Okay. So then, um, is there anything that you would still want to do to improve it more?
I don't think so. I kind of
Okay.
like it.
Yeah, we're pretty happy with it. Love it. Okay. Good. So since we're focusing on these more like evil characters, the
I
bad
also have
guys.
one for the devil himself.
Oh,
It's actually
awesome.
in the
Great.
game.
Okay, awesome. So let's do your script that you have for the devil.
It's kind of short,
Okay.
but we'll make it happen. Well, 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 look how far you've come. Not only did you beat, wait, oh yeah, there it goes. Well, well, well. Look how far you've come. Not only did you bust up my good-for-nothing lackey, King Dice, but I see you've got my sale contracts. As agreed, hand them over and join my team. Welching on me just like all the others, eh? I'll teach you for backing out of a deal. Have at you!
Nice. Okay, so tell me a little bit about this character.
Oh, definitely like very, of course, definitely like very wicked, very sneaky, very like greasy in that voice. Kind of like how a
Okay.
mob boss would have.
Yeah. Okay, I love that. Nice. A mob boss. Nice. Okay, so then tell me what you think might be happening in this particular scene.
Well, in the like probably like at the end of the game itself, like uh Covenant McMahon brought back all the soul contracts and it said in the beginning of the story like collect their souls and I might have something to do with you mugs. And
Yeah.
now now that the game is almost over and it's time for the final boss, like he says like wait, how'd it go? I see you have my soul contracts as agree. Hand them over and join my team. But then, of course, like the Cubs would say, absolutely no way. And now he's like, what? Now you're backing out of a deal? Fine. You want a real heck of a good time? I'll give you a real heck of a good time. And then chaos just happens.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Good. What do you think is the trigger, the thing that happened or the thing that was said to you that caused you to start saying this?
Definitely be like, as soon as like the Cup brothers like walk into the house, like, Devil, we have your soul contracts. You and it's mid we had until midnight tomorrow and well, here you go.
Okay. All right. And so this is your response to that. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead and we are going to give it a go again. Tell me what you're after. How do you want them to respond to what you say?
Well, when I say like hand them over and join my team, like
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to say, "Okay, we're in. Here you go." But then as soon as that's what I think, but in reality they said no, and then I just immediately like click like, "What?
Okay. Um,
No? No one says no to the big boss of heck himself."
yeah. And how do you feel about that?
Like very like, "What? No. I gave you a deal. No, you better not mess with me like all the other devers did."
Okay. So you're warning them?
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and try it again with that kind of energy.
Well, well, well. Look how far you've come. Not only did you puss up my good-for-nothing lackey, King Dice, but I've seen you've got my sell contracts as agreed. Hand them over and join my team. Welching on me just like all the others, eh? I'll teach you for backing out of a deal. Have at you!
Nice. Good. All right. So what did you think of that take?
Oh yeah, I kind of was like almost like whispery, like, please, 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 when I said, hand him over and join my team.
Okay. So what do you think emotionally is happening there that causes your character to say it like that?
Like, definitely definitely like how I would like be like, okay, please don't back out me. Please don't back out of our deal. Join my team. Please say yes. Please say yes.
Okay, so maybe like an eager
Like, this is my
anticipation.
last hope.
Okay, so kind of like a big, deep wish,
Yes.
like wishing on a star, like throwing a coin in a wishing well. And it's like your deepest desire kind of a thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay, nice. Good. So then, great. So then, is there anything that you feel like you still could improve on?
Um, I
Like if you
don't
did it
think
one more
so.
time, what would be your main focus?
Hmm. Maybe channeling like how the voice actor would probably do it, like his own way, but yet still it sounds like me.
Right. Yeah, where it's still your own.
Yes.
Yeah, so put more of your personality in.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try it.
Well. Look how far you've come. Not only did you bust up my good-for-nothing lackey, King Dice, but I see you've got my soul contracts as agreed. Hand them over and join my team. No,
Nice.
no. Welching on me just like all the others, eh? I'll teach you for backing out of a deal. How about you?
Love that. I really like the pause and then the really sharp beat shift for the character too. Beautiful. Yeah, that was my favorite take so far of that one. So how'd you feel about it?
Definitely felt really great.
Yeah, I loved it. Beautiful. All right. Okay. So then,
And there's also a scene in the video game where King Dice and Devil are actually having a conversation with
oh,
each other.
fun. Okay, do you want to try that scene where you get to play both characters?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. Then you get
Let's
to, go back and forth between the two characters. How would you say these characters are different? What sets them apart from each other?
um what sets them apart, like the devil is like really wanting those soul contracts, but like he like of course like isn't like not so easy to like keep a promise to, since he's like really wicked and stuff. So like all he cares about like getting each and every one of those souls, and of course um winning um Cuphead and Mugman's souls for and having them all to himself, whereas
Yeah.
King Dice is more on like in show business and maybe
Mm,
always like wanting to please his boss as best as he can.
sure. Okay.
And that's like the main difference.
Awesome. Okay. So, then in this scene, what's happening in the scene? Where are they? How do they feel about each other? What do they want from each other?
Well, let me read what it says in my regular voice.
Okay.
It says here, the little mugs have some fighting in them. The little mugs have some fight in them. I'll say that much. They're making mincemeat out of them Debbers, says King Dice. And then the devil says, you see, I knew there was something special about those fellas. Then back to King Dice. Well, don't be too sure just yet, boss. I think there's something fishy about those two. Then devil, don't blow your wig, Dice. If those two little finks try anything, I'll be waiting.
Nice. Okay, good. So, um, yeah, mm, so how do they feel about each other?
Well, they're probably like looking from like a secret like headquarters, and like King Dice is like telling his boss like, "Wow, did you s- you're missing on what I'm seeing now, boss." Like they're making mincemeat, and like the devil's like, of course, like almost like feels like it's teasing Cuphead and Milkman by saying,
Ah,
like,
okay.
you see, I knew there was something special about those two. But then,
Mm,
like, of course, King Dai says like there's something fishy about them. I'm like, since in the game the Cup brothers drink this special formula that gives them like superpowers for like defeating enemies. And that's what's like and that's what like probably like King Dice saw like their superpowers and like, huh, do we really want to take them? I'm not so sure. But then of course like the devil doesn't like understand like what he's thinking and like,
Mm,
oh, don't worry. If they if there's something up with them, I'll be waiting. And then before he says I'll be waiting, there's a little dot 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 moment.
mm.
It's a
So, what do
little
you think
pause.
that dot 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 tells us?
Probably like very like oh my gosh, what is he gonna say? Like hang on, let me see what it says. Like there it is. Like if those two little things try anything, I'll be waiting. So
So
like
it's so whenever there is a pause, like a punctuation mark, I always try to think like what's happening that causes that pause to be there. Um, and it's like the character has a new thought. That's why they pause. We put that pause there because the character has a new thought. It's a dramatic shift. So always like asking yourself, you know, what
mm-hmm.
why did they pause there? What's going on with them? Yeah.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, good. So, do you want to go ahead and give it a read through and let's just see what we come up with?
Sure. The little mugs have some fun in them, I'll say that much. They're making mincemeat out of those debtors. You see, I knew there was something special about those fellas. Well, don't be too sure just yet, boss. I think there's something fishy about those two. Don't blow your wig, guys. If those two little sphinx try anything, I'll be waiting.
Nice. Good. So when you say I'll be waiting, can you maybe like lower your pitch a little bit and slow it down and make it a little like
Almost like a
grumblier,
whisper.
growlier, like a little more like I'll be waiting. Like it's a
Yeah.
little more intimidating then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's try that.
All right. From the top.
Just maybe like a line or two before that spot.
All right. Here it is. Like, don't blow your wig, guys. If those two little sphinx try anything, I'll be waiting.
Yeah, yeah, you feel the shift there. And you don't have to go like so low that it feels like vocally, too much.
Uh-huh.
But I really like the slowing down, the speed change, the drop in the pitch. Um, that just gives a really nice, like sudden dramatic shift there. And it's like as a listener, it's like, ooh,
Okay.
something really big just happened. It's pretty exciting. So nice.
Mhm.
Good. So let's try the whole script again.
All right. And I only have 1 minute until that class ends.
Yeah. So let's think about really embracing your pauses, play up the contrasts.
All right. The little mugs have some fun in them, I'll say that much. They're making mincemeat out of them debtors. You see, I knew there was something special about those fellas. Uh, well, don't be too sure just yet, boss. I think there's something fishy about those two. Don't blow your wig, guys. If those two little sphinx try anything, I'll be waiting.
Nice. Good. What was your favorite part about that?
Well, I definitely like added a bit of more. Not only did I added a pause in like the devil's voice, but also
Yeah.
with King Dice's voice himself. Like
Mm-hmm.
after the devil says like I knew there was something special about those two, I kind of took a pause on King Dice and said, uh. Well, don't be too sure just yet, boss.
Yeah, that was awesome. Really nice. Good. What was your favorite thing about it?
Definitely sounded more settle, more like how both original actors would have done it.
Hmm.
And of course, um it was a lot of fun.
It was. It was really fun.
And saying
Um,
like those phrases like it's crazy like how we don't say they'll make mincemeat out of them Debbers. Like you don't
yeah.
hear that anymore.
Mincemeat. Yeah, exactly. Who do you think is the more powerful character here?
Devil.
The devil. Yeah. I'd love to hear you lean more into that. Like, I'd love you to play that up a little bit more, that the devil is the scarier one of these. He's the more powerful one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Can we try it
Yeah,
one more time and try incorporating that?
sure.
Okay.
Let's see. The little mugs have some fighting in them. I'll say that much. They're making mincemeat out of them Debbers. You see, I knew there was something special about those fellas. Uh, well, don't be too sure just yet, boss. I think there's something fishy about those two. Don't blow your wig, Dice. If those two little things try anything, I'll be waiting.
Nice. Yeah, like the king is a little bit worried, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then the devil's like, Psh, no big deal. Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, you're fine. It's gonna be fine. I got it all under control. Yeah, exactly. Nice. Good. So, how did that time through feel different to you?
Um, very more settled and very like sounded like it came like from that time period.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. So, I really like that you mentioned the time period is different. Um, so so what are some things that you typically would hear if this was set more in today? And what are some things that change it if it's set at a time before now?
Hmm. That was pretty. Hmm. Don't really know.
Yeah, that may be something to explore this week. Maybe do some like compare and contrasting with things that are older, like if it's like film noir or like old Hollywood. What were some of the stylistic things that we would notice then? And what are some things that you typically would hear now? And how are they different from each other?
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love that idea. So that's some good homework for this week. All right. This was really
Mm-hmm.
fun. I loved your creativity. I really appreciated when we said like you were going to try to make the one script more your own. Um, I would love for you to, try to embody what you hear in the characters and like this style, but then at the end of all of it, also incorporate some of that, making it your own personality, your own interpretation into it as well. Yeah, because that's what's going to make you really stand out from other people is your uniqueness. That's what kind of, makes us really love certain actors is their unique portrayals or perspectives or approaches. Um, so play with that a little bit more this week too. What are elements of who you are as a voice actor that you can incorporate into it? Yeah, with
Yeah.
your own interpretation. Nice. Great work today, Izzy.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, fantastic work. I look forward to seeing you next week.
Will do.
All right. Bye, Izzy.